Okay, this video is going to be about our assessment mode. So here you can see our tab which says assessments instead of agents. So here we have few things here. So our interview credits are separate from our assessment credits. They are different. So each credit in an assessment, it it depends upon the type of assessment you're doing. For example, if you're using it for a HackerRank desktop application, you will be deducted 2 credits per 30 minutes. If you are using any other type of assessment, you'll be deducted 1 credit for 30 minutes. So when you start an assessment, you should be careful that as soon as you start an assessment, 1 credit will be deducted, which is 30 minutes roughly. So that's why we are giving you something called practice. This basically shows you how the entire UI UX works for the assessment. So you can practice for unlimited number of minutes before you start the actual assessment. So I'll show you the practice. We don't have any speech to text in the assessment mode. We only have a screenshot option. Of course, this is going to be invisible, but for this demo, I made this visible. And if you have seen my stealth video before, how to use the stealth mode video, this is similar to that. You're going to keep holding the Control Alt Shift both of these keys, and when after this you can use the other shortcut keys. For example, if you are trying to move the application, you can use the arrows. So now I'm using the arrows key, and at the same time, if you focus on this cursor, it is blinking on the background. So now even if I interact with our application, the cursor blinking will still stay the same. So we are only trying to make sure our focus is not moved to different windows, because most of the assessment they do flag that whenever you keep switching to different tabs, you will definitely be flagged. So that's what we were trying to solve. So all our assessment modes are in stealth mode, and you can use keyboard shortcuts to interact. And then now what now let's say I have to solve this problem. I can hit the capture, but the mouse click is not definitely interactable. So I'm clicking on the Control Alt Shift. Along with that, I'm clicking on the C button, which is for capture, and then I'm hitting enter, which is for send, along with Control Alt Shift. So since we are in a practice mode, we are only getting practice responses. You are not, we are not calling the LLM here. So this is for you to make sure that you understand our entire UI before you start the actual assessment. So yeah, just keep practicing how many ever minutes you want. But once you get the confidence, then you can switch to the real assessment mode. And in our assessment mode, we have two different ways of answering a question. One is um, standard way, and the second is thinking mode. So if you see here, this is not there in our interviews. Standard and thinking. So now this can be interacted when you click the keyboard button F. So now I'm hitting Control Alt Shift and I'm hitting F. Now when I hit F, you see the effort mode change to thinking. Now when I hit enter, so oh, I need to have at least one screenshot. So now if I hit enter, now the response will be using thinking mode, which is like high level of thinking. Most of the times you wouldn't need it, but it's up to you. If you have a lot of time in your assessments, but you have only 1 or 2 questions to solve, then you can go with this effort mode as thinking. And the regular standard mode, it is for fast responses. So now I'm trying to switch this to standard. So Control Shift Alt and I click F again. Now it is standard, and now I capture a photo and I send it. So this currently is the assessment mode. And similarly, you can interact with other things as well using the shortcuts shown there. And if you wanted to see the previous response, here you need to hit the button P as shown here, and it will show you the previous response, next response, and then for ending, you hit the Control Alt Shift along with this E button. So this is how a typical assessment work. So this is our practice for free. You can use this button and you can keep practicing But remember, you are only going to get mock responses. You are not going to get real LM responses. So that's our practice. And then once you, yeah, actually here also you can change the effort level to standard and thinking. Standard generally gives faster responses as we mentioned it here. Standard will generally give you faster responses. Thinking will take some more time to give you a response, but it is more accurate. That's pretty much about regular assessment mode. And whenever you click start assessment, you need to have at least one assessment credit. And yeah, we show a warning pop-up saying that whenever you start this, we are going to deduct one assessment credit. So you need to be careful about this. And then when you hit start assessment, you see the same interface which we saw just before, but this will work like a real LLM, and you will get the answer for it. It and then now there is no way for me to resize this window, so I need to use the keyboard shortcuts. So I'm trying to increase the height, which is using comma and this dot. So I'm increasing the height, I'm moving the application, and then I'm writing the code from here, and then I'm hitting submit. So that's the assessment mode, guys. So now if you see, I've used only 35 seconds, but still one credit is gone. So the assessment mode works like this. As soon as you start, one credit is gone. And when you're at the 31st minute, another credit will be gone. And that's for the regular assessment. And if you're using it for HackerRank desktop application mode, two credits will be gone for each 30 minutes. We'll learn more about how to use this for HackerRank desktop application in the next videos. Thank you.